Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with another movie reaction. Today we are watching the third Pirates of the Caribbean film at World's End. Last time, Jack was swallowed by the Kraken, eaten by the Kraken. He's gone basically for now, but our crew wants to get together and bring him back somehow. Don't know how that's going to work. Captain Barbossa showed back up at the end of the last film, supposedly to help. I don't know why he would want to help Jack, but we'll see. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how this entire thing plays out. We've still got two more movies after this, both starring Johnny Depp, so I know they're going to be successful at some point. But yeah, if you guys want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, take a quick moment to leave a like, and let's get started. He's listening to it?
The time is upon us.
Whoa.
Drop your weapons, or I kill your man.
You don't know the man. Why would you care?
Kill him. He's not our man.
If he's not with you, and he's not with us, who's he with?
Oh. Oh.
Barbossa! Ahead!
Aye, we're good and lost now.
Lost?
For certain.
I couldn't get a good look. What are we headed towards? Oh, over the edge.
All Alien, slack and braces! Aye, Captain! Slack and braces! Step lively!
What the heck?
And let this serve as a lesson to the lot of you.
Ah.
Doldrums, sir, as the entire crew.
Oh. He's back. Angle of the light changing, or is the ship move? The ship's moving. He just has to take in the ridiculousness of it. Pretty spectacular.
The locker, you say? Aye.
We've come here to rescue you.
Why should I sail with any of you?
I didn't think.
Four of you have tried to kill me in the past. One of you succeeded.
What do you want most, and where's it going?
Jack. Which way are you going, Jack?
So, he wasn't always tentacly.
It was a man. Once.
Wow. So it's her.
It's my father. We've made it back. Father! Father, I'm not here!
We're not back.
What a way to find out.
Up is down. That's just maddeningly unhelpful.
You figured it out.
We're rocking the ship! He's there!
Whoa. And so what? Now are they back in the real world? The Kraken? They really killed it off screen.
You know, the problem was being the last of anything. By and by, there'd be none left at all.
Summoning the brethren in court, then, is it?
It's our only hope, lad. Shame they're not bound to honor the code of the brethren, isn't it?
Hey, have a Dutchman. Not of Pearl!
We have Calypso. I intend to release her, but for that, I need the brethren cords.
You haven't raised an alarm.
Odd, isn't it? Not as odd as this.
What's this for?
Think like me, and we'll come to you.
Oh no.
I cannot be summoned like some mongrel pup.
Then why are you here?
You can. I believe you're familiar with a person called Calypso.
The world is well rid of her.
Not quite so well, actually. The Brethren Court intends to release her.
May sweet
You come for me.
What fate have you planned for your captors?
The last thing they will learn in this life is how cruel I can be.
Oh.
We could hold up here well provisioned and well armed, and half of us would be dead within the month. We can release Calypso. And we can pray that she will be merciful. I rather doubt it. I agree with, and I cannot believe the words are coming out of my mouth. Captain Swan, we must fight.
As per the code, an act of war, and this be exactly that, can only be declared by the Pirate King. See, the Pirate King is elected by popular vote, and each pirate only ever votes for himself.
Elizabeth Swan.
Barbosa.
Villanueva! Elizabeth Swan.
Ooh.
What?
I know, curious, isn't it?
King of the Pirates. Luffy would be
Prepare
so
every
jealous.
vessel that floats. At dawn, we're at war.
Barbosa, you can't release her.
Oh.
When the Brethren Court first imprisoned you, who was it that told them how?
Name him.
Davy Jones.
Still seems like our human form, just much, much bigger. He knows what's up. What? The giant storm benefits the smaller group, I would say, because so many of them all have to face the elements. This could swallow up the entire other side. Whirlpool battle.
Leverage.
Ah, leverage.
Seems confusing.
Hmm?
It is true. If there were no fish people, there'd be no need to guard them.
If there were no chairs.
He just took it and left. Oh no, oh no!
Looky here, boy. A lost bug.
Never too late to learn, mate.
A sword fight on top of a mast on a ship that's circling a whirlpool.
I've made my choice. What's yours?
Barbosa! Marion!
What?
Dearly beloved, we be gathered here today. Today, make your sense of a mask, you foxy cur.
I do.
Is there actually going to be a happy ending? If one of them gets stabbed right now, I swear.
Tell me, William Turner, do you fear death? Do you?
What?
You will not forestall my judgment.
What are they waiting for? He expects us to honor our agreement. It's nothing personal, Jack. It's just good business.
Whoa! The Flying Dutchman. Oh. Ugh.
Ready on the gun!
Full cover!
Confused, are we? Everybody scream fire!
It's just good business.
10 years apart. And he's immortal. And she's not.
I'm gonna need the other one.
Oh. This is too depressing. This is such a bittersweet ending. You were supposed to keep watch?
Any particular reason why my ship is gone?
The ship. We're on the ship.
Did Barbossa take it again? I have to assume Barbossa took it again.
Some of the men don't feel entirely settled about leaving Captain Jack behind.
Again.
Is that so? Feast your eyes upon this, mateys.
Oh.
Sparrow.
We're back where we started. Fountain of Youth. Aqua de Vida.
Drink up me hearty Joe.
Oh my god. We're ending this trilogy right where it started. Him alone on a dinghy. One time and he got her pregnant. Or I guess, I don't know how many times they did it. He's not coming, 'cause it's his nature. 10 frickin' years. You're about to have a little sibling. 10 years is so long. So long. They're really just gonna be separated for 10 years at a time? Oh, that's depressing. This is too sad. 10 years apart and just one day together? How can you handle that? That is so terrible. I mean, they have to. They have no choice, but still. Oh, I just imagine Elizabeth telling her son, though, like, do you want a younger sibling? Because you're getting one. Took him nearly 10 years of his life to meet his father, too. I'm guessing nine years and 3 months, since she was pregnant for 9 months, probably, but... And Calypso, on that one day where she was supposed to go meet with Davy Jones after 10 years, doesn't even show up because that's her nature. What the heck? And of course, his resentment starts to grow. But after interacting for like a little tiny bit, he's like, I'm always gonna be yours, I love you. Oh my god. I've never used this word, even though it's been in our lexicon for like the better part of half a year, but Davy Jones is a simp for Calypso. And Jack, he was looking to be immortal. He gives up his chance, though, to save Will from dying in that moment when Will is stabbed. And I only realize now that his father stabbed him to cut out his heart to put in the chest, right? But yeah, he cut out the center of, Jack cut out the center of Barbossa's map to look for the Fountain of Youth. Pretty ridiculous. But hey, if it so happens that he finds it and somehow Will and Elizabeth undo this 10-year, one-day thing, maybe they can make up for lost time by becoming young again and getting to live a lot longer using the Fountain of Youth. I mean, Elizabeth and Will are sometimes at odds with Jack, but they seem to care about each other on some level. They're allies, except when situations demand that they aren't. I think he recognizes that they've been given a raw deal, and he would share the Fountain of Youth with them, assuming there's enough to go around at the very least. And I'm curious what the life expectancy was back then. Because they'll only be able to see each other like a few more times if that's the case, if it's low enough. I mean, Will is immortal, but Elizabeth isn't, and it seems like she'll age normally while he stays young, even though they look exactly the same 10 years later. This is just a logistical nightmare, the 10 years, one day thing. But there is some finality to the way the story has told, because they've already skipped forward 10 years, so it doesn't feel like they're going to revisit any point earlier for Will and Elizabeth. So maybe the fourth and fifth movie focus on Jack during those 10 years or something. I don't know. Maybe in a few movies that take place more than 10 years from this one, there'll be a journey to somehow get Will out of having to serve the Flying Dutchman forever, or at least until he dies. But yeah, if Jack is in any way involved with overturning this 10 years, one day thing, he'll have to freaking get the Black Pearl back again. How many times, Barbossa? How many times? At least Jack got the better of him this time around with the map. Instead of stealing the damn thing, he cut out the center of it, which is so genius and stupid at the same time. It's hilarious. But yeah, Jack was really going through the ringer in this movie as well, being in the land of the dead for a while and just losing his dang mind. He had a crew of himself working for him. He stabbed one of his own selves. It's just so entertaining. And when everybody showed up to save him, he thought they were in a hallucination. As always, Johnny Depp has this comedic timing that just works so well. The throwing of the rock, only to see it right next to him again, and his reaction was great. And then the crab's carrying his ship, and he's just like staring at it. And he's like, "Oh shit, they better run, better run." Wonderfully amusing mannerisms for Captain Jack Sparrow, and it was a lot of fun. Couple things about this film were surprising. Surprised that they straight up killed the Kraken off screen. Like, what the heck? Was it because there was no feasible way to show such a thing on screen of it being killed, or was it not interesting to? I don't know. The amount of CGI it would take. That's not it. Because maybe it just didn't fit into the story they were trying to tell. It's already a pretty long movie. It felt like there were a ton of things going on in the film already, and maybe they just didn't want to overcrowd it, so they had to cut things. But I don't know. This film felt like there was just so much happening at once. I have not been sleeping well at all, so at times I was struggling to follow why certain things were being done. That, or they were just not explained well. Because one really important example was with Captain Teague. In my first watching, before I did before I wrote this commentary, I was like, he really looks like he could have been Jack's father. They're like almost identical. And when Jack asks about Mother, I must have misheard and thought he was referring to Teague's mother. But upon finishing the film and reading up on it a little, I realized that Teague is his father and that the shriveled head is Jack's mom. That's, first of all, Captain Teague, that is a heck of a way. That is such a callous way of telling him his mom is dead and just like hold up the shriveled head. Oh, the heck. But Captain Teague, pretty cool character though. Keeper of the Code, seems to be well respected and a heck of a pirate in his own right. I wonder if there's anything in the pirate code about mutiny, because Jack wouldn't necessarily go to his father for help when Barbossa overthrew him, but if there's something in the code about mutiny or mutinying, you'd think Barbossa wouldn't have done it, and twice especially. We had that whirlpool battle, which was pretty sick, but so few of the ships got involved. There was a huge armada. Our Endeavor goes down, and the rest of the ships just like turn around and go away. Like, did they rely on Cutler Beckett that much, or were they mercenaries? Did they not care? Did they feel like they were not going to be paid? Did they not care enough about the cause after Cutler Beckett dies? It's kind of like Chekhov's gun or Chekhov's armada. Like, if they show you an armada, the armada has to do something, right? But it wound up doing nothing. Enjoyed the Cutler Beckett death scene for sure, but I never really liked his character. He just didn't have any sort of menacing presence, and in the end he was so overwhelmed and at a loss, seeing the Dutchman and the Black Pearl surrounding him on both sides, and yeah, he can't even give a single order. It's just such a cool death wasted on such a bore of a character. Like, so many things exploding around him and he's not even flinching. That's impossible. Like, it's a natural response to flinch, even if you've accepted death. But like, I'm glad he's gone. He was not a fun character, but anyway. Some moments that I really liked though. Jack defying expectations and giving that last vote for Pirate King to Elizabeth. Luffy must be so disappointed. That's a One Piece joke for those of you who aren't familiar. But yeah, I wonder what other things the Pirate King is in charge of besides just declaring war. And who is Pirate King afterwards, or is Elizabeth still Pirate King even though she's like retired? Could she make her son the king of the pirates? It's not hereditary, right? They elect a king of the pirates. Never mind. But yeah, I made another joke about the Endeavor going down, like who's going to be the number 2 battleship now, like My Hero Academia. Anyway, I think overall, this trilogy, my favorite movie was the first one, followed by the second one, and then the third. I'm giving this an 8.5 still, though. Still very enjoyable. I just felt like there was a little too much crammed into one movie. Kraken died off screen, Elizabeth's father died off screen, and didn't even feel the weight of his death that much. And Norrington had such a bit role that I kind of didn't feel that bad about him dying. Like, he was such a big part of the first two films, and his role this film just felt insignificant this time around. Jack's rescue came so quickly that it felt like the second film just left a cliffhanger for the sake of a cliffhanger. I mean, it made for some nice visuals with the upside down ship, but I don't know. Like, swaying the ship back and forth was very comical, but I don't know. Just felt like it was over. I thought the whole entire, like, the majority of the movie would be getting Jack back, but it was over pretty quickly. I know it sounds like I'm shitting on the film here at the end, and I am a little, but it's still very, very enjoyable, evidenced by the 8.5. Anyway, we're going to take a bit of a break before the next two films in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I had a poll on Patreon asking whether or not they'd want to see the next films soon afterwards, but they voted to wait for a bit, so we'll continue the series at another point. Maybe when we have news on the sixth movie. I can't pronounce that word correctly, even though I grew up in the United States. Sixth. It's such a weird word to say. Anyway, maybe I'll wait till the sixth movie to watch the fourth and fifth one. I can get hyped up for the sixth movie by watching the next two films. Definitely still very interested in watching them, but it does feel like a good point for a break with the resolution of the trilogy. And I think the next series we're going to do is Alien. So Alien next month and Aliens the month after. I'll ask people over on Patreon whether any of the other films in the series are worth watching, but look forward to that. If you want to see full reactions or movies reactions a week early, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.